Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, this is another Saturday morning, early in the morning, and I am here just looking over the garden and just enjoying the beauty that I see around me. And right now, at the end of July here, the garden is colorful. The annuals have kicked in, especially my impatiens, and I am just enjoying this beauty. I love it at this time in the morning. You could still see the moon, but yet at the same time the sun will be coming up even more fully in the garden, coming from this side of the garden, the east, and it will shine on my garden beds here. And this side of the garden, the back part, gets the morning sun, and then in the evening it gets some of the afternoon sun too as well. It kind of like peeks through, but it's just amazing how this garden of mine is flourishing, and from sun and water and love and care from us, my husband and myself. And the birds appreciate it, as you can hear. The birds are a great addition to the garden. Why? Because they eat all of the bugs. I don't have to worry about pests as much as some do, because the birds come, especially the sparrows, and they eat the bugs and the worms, and they keep the garden clean for me. And I love that. And I love the sound too, because it is the sound of life with the birds here in the garden. But also on a Saturday morning, the planes are flying. Those are the birds, man-made birds in the air. And you can hear them early in the morning flying out of Logan Airport here in the Boston area. And they seem to have a route through my neighborhood. There's a bird right there. It startled me. Talking about birds. You can see. I get all types of birds coming through my garden. Right here in the garden, this is bee balm, and the hummingbirds love the bee balm. I have bee balm in different sections of the garden, and many times I run into the hummingbird. They come in and they just love it. When I look at this pot of caladium, I just am ready to smile. It just makes me feel bright and alive. It just excites me, and I think that I want to sometimes put it down in the garden so I can see it in the garden beds, but There's something about having it close up like this. It inspires me and makes me just feel that immediate impact of joy. It makes me happy. And then here is another one, another pot filled with the caladium, and there is the flower of the caladium plant, along with some other flowers, the vinca, and I also put in an impatiens there. And both of these pots are just beautiful, along with my other center pot here. I am going to make this combination again. I love the impatiens with the nasturtium. It is just a really good look. As I walk around the garden and I get to the vegetable kitchen garden area, I am able now to harvest my tomatoes, and it is such a pleasure to pick the different types of tomatoes that I have. I have the sweet 100s, which are delicious in salads. I have the Roma tomato. I have the Jet Star. And then I also have the beefsteak. And they are all just growing so well there. And what a pleasure to walk around the garden and to actually partake of the tomatoes. There's nothing like the rich taste of tomatoes grown in your own garden and picking them right from the tree, you know, the plant, and then adding them to your salad. It's such a beautiful thing, and what a rich taste, and it's highly rewarding. Everything has become overgrown, and it is going to be necessary for me to actually get into this area, the corner, and do some pruning. But it is such a beautiful thing, though. I mean, all of the layers and the colors and everything just growing so thick and lush. But it is definitely time for me to do some thinning out of things in this particular bed. I've kind of neglected it and allowed the grapevine to just sprawl all over the place. This area needs to be thinned, but I already began working on this side of the house because it was becoming so overwhelming walking through here, filled with all types of different plants that I wanted and things that I didn't want. So I spent the time cutting it back, and now I'm thinking of what do I really want to plant in this section here. Through each season, spring, the summer, now midsummer, what do I want to see in this bed? And I was thinking of planting some food, but then also I'm thinking of planting some mint against the border, the edge of the house here, maybe some peppermint, because right here on the edge there is peppermint that's growing. And it smells so good. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. In the past, we would just mulch it and maybe add some annuals here as well, some annual color. But at this time, I think I'm thinking about herbs, adding and extending the kitchen garden area here, where I have food products and things, and adding some form of herbs here, mint to be more specific, in the side of the house. I am so thrilled with the way that these tomatoes are doing very well here on the side here of the border that I've created of the kitchen garden area. They are filled with tomatoes, and I have been gathering them. I would come out and just walking up here and seeing them forming and growing. It's very exciting because I do love fresh tomatoes. One thing I have been doing though is when I collect or see the tomatoes starting to ripen, I have decided that I would pick it right at the point where it's red, at the bottom, or starting to turn pink, and bringing them in and letting them ripen the rest of the way in the home. The reason for that is because I don't want anything eating my tomatoes or helping me out with it. So I'm willing to not necessarily let them totally ripen here on the vine, but actually enjoy them. The other project that I worked on this week is my pumpkin. I cleaned out this area because the cucumbers were just about finished, and this, I think, became space that can be utilized to plant pumpkins. So the pumpkins that I started, this pumpkin seeds that I started on 7/17, the seedlings had sprouted and developed into seedlings, and so I decided to plant them here. I just love the texture of the different leaves, the colors, the shades of green here. It is wonderful because I'm going to get food from this section, but also it is just beautiful. I'm amazed at what a week can do. From last week to this week, this bed has just exploded with color. This is the front garden bed, and I call this area my jewel garden, and truly it is showing up just like that. The different colors, the rich colors of the bee balm and the garden phlox, purple phlox, along with the beautiful cleome. my Madonna lily that I planted there. I didn't even remember that it was there, and when it showed up, it just brought a smile to my face. And here, the hydrangea, the color is so rich and beautiful, this blue with the red of the bee balm. Something that I also want to show you is zinnia. Look at this color. I love zinnias. Zinnia is one of my favorite flowers from seed. I love the new placement of the elephant ear here in this section of the garden. I think it just adds a different texture. It's the unexpected. You don't expect to see this particular plant here. I have 2 pots of them, so I also added the other one on this side as well. And it's looking so cute here with my beautiful hydrangea, which is getting larger and larger and starting to turn color. It's just so nice to be able to change things up, have a fresh new look for August with the elephant ears and also the zinnia. I'm just hoping that this zinnia plants these zinnia plants will just grow up and cover this tomato plant, the tomato cage. So pretty. Check out my ears of corn. They're developing. Oh, you don't know how this makes me so happy. The corn stalks, for some reason, just gives me a sense of the fact that this is a garden in the city, that this is my garden. Just to see them grow and flourish, and then ultimately the anticipation of actually harvesting fresh corn. I remember going out into the country whenever we would drive out to Concord and Lexington and other parts of Massachusetts, that we would stop by the vegetable farm stand and there get fresh corn. And I always longed to eat my own fresh corn. So to be able to grow corn here in my garden is just an awesome thing. And this is like the second year or third year that I've been trying to do it. And this year, I think we've really perfected this spot for corn. And I'm just anticipating the results, the final results of actually harvesting the corn. I have this batch here, and then over in this section I also have, when I was planting the corn, I decided that I wanted a succession of corn. So I have this patch, but then I also have this patch of corn that's growing. And so later on, I will be able to have some more corn in the latter part of the season for October. Yes, I'm excited about that. I also decided to grow corn on this side of the garden, which is the other side of the house. And they are doing fantastic as well. So that after that patch of corn has grown up, this is going to give me the really late season corn. And the way that they're growing, I think they're loving this space as well. I planted corn on this side of the house last year, and I did get one or two shoots of corn, and it was good, but it was small. But this year, they look like they're happy here, and I think I found the right spot for them. What I'm going to do is shore them up, I should say, with some more compost and make sure that they are happy here. This plant, which I believe is a pumpkin, is very happy in this space as well. And it's growing real well with the corn. I also have some other squash and pumpkin that I planted here. When I say squash, butternut squash, they're growing too. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon again here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and come and join me on my journey.